Democratic Party hits the lows. It sounds, in what sounds like a broken record, the Democratic Party hits another historic low national poll this week. 30% of voters nationwide questioned in Quinnipiac University survey said that they have a favorable opinion of Democratic Party. Let me say that one more time to you folks. 30%. 30%. 30%. And 54% said they hold an unfavorable opinion. This is the lowest favorability rating for Democratic Party since the Quinnipiac poll began asking voters this question in 2008, which means it's never been any lower. The survey's release noted the Quinnipiac survey was the latest poll this year that shows this, and obviously there's a lot of this stuff going on. So, Tom, as they're going through this, don't you think, and maybe Brandon, I'll come to you, don't you think as they're going through this, that they have to sit there and realize this is real numbers. You can't just go up there and keep playing this game. People are not liking it. People are not happy about this. People want to go back to common sense. And the more conservatives and Republicans go to common sense, the more they feel they have to do complete opposite. And they're thinking like, this is our way of winning the vote because we have to go against the grain.
Yeah.
And favorability goes lower and lower and lower. What do you think's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad when you have to find an entire new voting base because your country distrusts you so much. Like, if they just, you know,
That's right. It's
like
true.
if they just acted like normal people, then they'd be fine. I mean, most people who are Republicans right now used to be Democrats at one point in time. Like a lot of people in my family, a lot of my friends used to be Democrats because Democrats used to be the normal people, but they won't let a normal person get through the gatekeepers in their party. Like they've destroyed anybody who's been a threat to the establishment people, like Bernie Sanders, and even you know, when Stephen A. Smith starts acting like he might run for president in a couple of years, they went on attack mode against him right away. So they're doing it to themselves. And you know, saying free healthcare is like saying the war on terror or the war on drugs. It's like this open-ended, impossible thing that sounds good but isn't feasible. Like, how about reform the healthcare system instead of just blanketly saying free healthcare? So, yeah, I think that they need to let a normal person get through the gatekeepers to begin with. To
Okay,
get to
so let me ask you a question. Brandon, how old are you?
30.
Just turned 30. Okay.
30.
So 30 years old.
It was a great party, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 30 years old. So the question is, where do you see, like, if they hire you as a consultant, you're a younger guy, you read everything and anything that's on politics, go through the material that's out there. What are 2 or 3 areas that you think Democrats could go attack? Think about blue ocean strategy to say, if they went here, they can get some common sense people to join them. Where would it be?
Okay, easy. Both parties should do this. The cost of living, number one. So the immigration affects this too. The cost of a house went from, I think, $350,000 on average to $475,000 over the last 6 years, like post-COVID, after printing all the money. So, you know, we used to build 500,000 houses a year in the 70s. Now it's like 50,000 houses a year. So they're massive.
From 500,000 in the 70s to 50,000 today.
Yeah. So they don't make it conducive or easy at all for home builders to build homes profitably. You know, like my grandfather was a home builder. He said it was very profitable back in the day, but today it's not even worthwhile to try to build a starter-sized home. So I think that's number one.
So that's one. I like that. What's your 2?
People. And then just simply reforming the healthcare system, like maybe giving government grants to provide more doctors, because it's actually very hard to become a doctor or a PA. Like they have a limited amount of doctors they take in their programs. Like really qualified people don't get into the programs a lot of the time. So investing into things that there are shortages in, like there's shortages in doctors, there's shortages in houses. So like addressing market side pain points instead of just saying like, oh, let's throw money at it.
Okay, give me a third one. So I got the first one. I got the second one. What's the third one?
How about not being so inclined to go to war? You know, because both parties that seems to be a really bipartisan thing, is to, you know, just get into other people's business and assist in wars across the country or across the world that we have nothing to do with.
So how do you do that? How do you do the last one?
The last one, I would say, just stop giving money to Ukraine. Say, Ukraine, hey, I'm sorry, it's, you know, unfortunate that you lost some land, but we're gonna have to give some land to Russia because that's the only way around this.
What if you can get some minerals in return for us to be protected long term, because they have a lot of good things that they're offering that U.S. has to, kind of like what the deal he just did on the lithium deal that the president went in and they bought into it, 10% to say, hey, we're going to have this problem in the future. We may as well protect ourselves. I think it was a Canadian company, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Canadian was in there and General Motors.
Right.
Yep.
So you know,
North
somebody
America.
may say to you, well, you know, we kind of need that deal because Ukraine has some of the best resources in the world.
But we didn't need that deal before this war was happening, and I don't think Ukraine's the only place in the world where we could get those minerals. And in order to get that deal and to end this war. Like, so I don't see a way in which they could get that territory back without losing much more than we gain with the mineral deal. You know, Russia has those minerals. I think a lot of countries in that area, even Canada has a lot of the minerals. Canada has like all the minerals we could ever imagine that we would need, most of which Ukraine has. So I think the minerals thing is just something that sounds good.
Great. So you just have it. Tom, what would you say?
Well, I agree with him because where in that poll that we were just talking about, the Quinnipiac poll that led to your question, the Republicans have made gains among Black, Hispanic, and younger voters. And that's it. It wasn't more middle-class people. It wasn't more old people. Those blocks were there. It was shifts among Black, Hispanic, and younger voters that led to the Republicans under Donald Trump winning a little bit more of every county, and we saw the red map. That's why the younger voters, what did they do? They went after social media. They want to, can we censor the Republicans on social media where the younger voters are, and then we can convince the younger voters of this. And now they go the other way, voting block. Where's the next voting block? All the undocumented. I don't care where you came from. Let's give them something. We will be the generous one. Hey, you just got here. You're in trouble. You're sick. You know, we will be the generous one. It's all about manipulating the voting block. And I think the first two things you said for the younger voters, the cost of living and healthcare, I happen to agree with that. When you take a look, if you go to get a job, you really need to get healthcare coverage. And young people will tell you that they look for the jobs where the benefit is like for one healthcare. A lot of times you get one person covered, just you, or you only have to pay a small amount, and now you have good health care. You break your leg, you don't have to go to wait in line at some low rent HMO or deal with Medicaid. You can actually go and get a good doctor and get good care. So health care is big, and then cost of living. We need more building, and we need more starter homes, and we need starter homes. And by the way, we need jobs in cities. We need jobs to return to cities, and we need like condos and townhouses, homes that young people could afford in safe cities where there are jobs. The whole thing would work if you get one hand washing another on that. But he hit the nail on the head on cost of living.
And Beck, I just ask one question. Like, 'cause I'm just taking a step back, and you guys all make great points. It's obvious with the numbers, and the numbers are freaking screaming through the roof. Democrats are there. It's gone. The support is gone. Everything is gone. I don't see them shifting. Does anybody see them changing gears, Pat, anytime soon? So, and we all know that they could play dirty. Think of it in that sense. What are they going to do? What can they do? Because they know the ship is beyond sinking, Pat. They're done. Everybody, Hispanics, Black, everybody is jumping ship. What is their other option, Brendan? What else?
If they just gave up,
take it.
But Tom, they don't just take it. Look at the history of what we're just seeing, and the stories are going to come. January 6th, Russia. These people don't play. They're not finished. Don't think that they're done.
If the voting doesn't work, rig the voting and just take it, and then shift to a socialist Marxist. That's the globalist agenda.
They will adjust. No, I'm going to a different place. Let me tell you, Vinny. This goes back to 3 years ago when Trump lost. It was 4 years ago, but 3 years ago when we're in it.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. You know, when we're in COVID and we're getting strikes and all this stuff is happening, and my guys are like, Pat, what do? We got to be creating. And I'm talking to a bunch of the guys. Like, I'm back in the days, there was a guy named Brian Rose who did a podcast one time, and he had 65,000 live watching him concurrent. And everybody's like, oh my God, look how many people he's got watching. He had all these guys that were doing, like, this is in 2000. You know, you would see Meet Kevin doing great things with podcasts, and he was doing a great job every day talking about the next stimulus package, and he was one of the best guys doing it. Graham Stephan was on. All these guys that were doing stuff and giving their message. And you're like, hey, what's going to happen? Who's going to stay up? How long are they going to be able to do this? And I kept saying, let me tell you one thing about common sense, man. Sometimes common sense takes a minute, but it's undefeated. Yeah. Vinny, common sense is truly undefeated. It is. And eventually, anybody that's manipulative, deceptive, dark, you're eventually going to get exposed. Mm-hmm. And by the way, probably you could have gotten away with it 100 years ago. Maybe you could have gotten away with it 60 years ago. An assassination attempt happens, you could get away with it because there was only one camera.
Yeah.
This is the worst time.
Yeah.
This is the worst time. Because a podcaster can be saying something, and next thing you know, 5 people can send an anonymous email to you giving you intel on what happened with the FBI, what happened with CIA, what happened with certain things, blowing the whistle in an indirect way with an anonymous email giving you all the intel, and no one's going to know. That happens today. Didn't happen 50 years ago. Didn't happen 60 years ago. This is a time that I think Democrats are going to adjust. I just don't know who that person's going to be that's going to come and have that conversation with them. Of course, you're seeing a mass exodus of people that are leaving. Their arguments suck right now. Yeah. Truly, their arguments and their ideas suck. This shirt I'm wearing, I wear the white, I wear the blue, I wear the black. When you wear this shirt, you know what it feels like? You ever had somebody you love hugs you and tells you how amazing you are?
With cotton hands?
Let me tell you, I'm not kidding with you. Feel the material real quick. Feel the material real quick. Do you not feel the love?
I felt like Don Lemon for a second.
Yeah, that's not good, buddy.
No, but I'm just.
No one's gonna buy. What would you say?
Right,
no, I felt like it was soft.
No, but let me tell you.
Oh, you felt soft.
The quality,
okay, then maybe.
The quality of this thing, I wear. Valuetainment shows right here. Rob, can you zoom in to show different features of the shirt? Valuetainment logo right here, gold. Future looks bright on the side. VT on the side. And anybody and everybody who's bought this, this is low-key maybe our best item we have on there, quality-wise, low-key. If you're somebody that wears dress shirts, get the white, the black, and the blue. Wear it for a month, 3 times. If you don't like it, I want to call and talk to you. I will literally FaceTime you and say, how can you not like these shirts that you wear them? But you got to order all 3 of them, go put them on, sport them, and leave that button open so people see that Valuetainment logo right there to see who you're representing, especially if you support this brand, if you love what we do here, go get yourself a polo shirt. Rob, if you can put the link below to the business section, that would be great for people to go place the order here. VT merch. By the way, the black is sick because it's gold on black. Look at that right there. Zoom in a little bit, Rob.
That is dope.
Damn, that's sick. And then what does the white one look like? Rob, can we go to see what the white one looks like? White one looks like? You got the
White and
gold. Ooh, that looks so good. Look at that.
That is a dope
Guys,
shirt.
you wear this, and your lady sees you with this. I'm telling you right now, studies have shown 40 weeks later something could happen. It could cost you $350,000 if you wear the shirt. That's what the quality is. The quality's got a lot of special things that's going on. Again, go to vtmerch.com.
That's pretty expensive for the horizontal
Place your
box.
order. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.